So far in the quarter-final stages, we've seen a fantastic display from the Polish #1 in front of his home crowd. Mateusz Skowerski fought back to win against the Canadian Alex Pagulayan to the thrill of the local fans.
Polish pool has never had a weekend quite like this. Their first man is through to the semi-finals.
Then 2010 Masters champion Denis Orkolo and Mika Immonen faced off, with Robocop dominating the later stages of the match.
Denis Orkolo comes through comfortably. He's into the semi-finals of the club WPT.com World Pool Masters.
In quarter-final 3, 19-year-old Pole Wojciech Szewczak had a great start against Nick van den Berg, but the Dutchman pulled off the most impressive performance of the tournament to take it 8-2.
And with an unbroken run of 8 consecutive racks, Nick van den Berg storms into the semi-finals.
The semi-finals of the Club WPT.com World Pool Masters are nearly set. Mateusz Skowerski will face Denis Orkolo in the first of our semi-finals, and Nick van den Berg will face the winner of the next match. That's either Karol Skowerski from right here in Kielce or the Tornado, Tony Drago.
It will be a tough match, I think. Tony is a very strong player. He is, I think, quite uncomfortable player because he plays very fast. He's Tornado, so my style is quite different, so I must be focused in the very beginning of the match.
These days, Poland is the only country. When I'm playing a Polish, I don't think, because I know it's a tough match. These guys here deserve the World Pool Masters. They got hundreds of juniors, they love pool. You know, this is one country. When you play a player from Poland, you know it's a tough match.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Kielce here in Poland. Matchroom Sport proudly present the Club WPT.com World Pool Masters, and a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us around the world. It's a race to 8. The winner breaks a 35-second shot clock. The referee in charge of the action is Michaela Tab, and now it's time to meet our players. Firstly, would you please welcome from Poland, a runner-up in the World Cup of Pool. Please welcome Karol Skowerski. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Malta, the fastest player in the world and the former Masters champion, please welcome the Tornado, Tony Drago!
Warm reception for Tony Drago. That's always the case wherever he plays around the world. Not wherever he plays, also whatever he plays, snooker or pool. He's well loved, but here in Kielce in Poland, the vast majority of the crowd understandably want the hometown hero, Karol Skowerski, to prevail and advance.
First rack, Tony Drago to break.
To those semi-finals.
Tony Drago played the leg with his break cue. Maybe so confident to win it. Didn't pay him dividend though. No shot on, but at least nothing on for Skowerski. He'll be looking to play a push out. There is no carom on, a carom 1-5. So he doesn't need to worry about that. Difficult push out though, because whenever he lets Drago see that one ball, there's only one side the one ball can be struck, and then it will be sent towards that corner pocket. Maybe if the player to take the shot on, hit it full and land the cue ball on the 5. Then only needing to worry about the one ball, where to steer it. Beautiful shot by Tony, making his intentions clear.
It was one of those shots where you felt he almost deserved position on the two. Played the speculative combination, knowing full well the cue ball was going to go well out of harm's way.
Skowerski in a tight spot. Very difficult to hit this ball. Unlikely for him to hit it and resave Tony Drago. Maybe best to pocket it. Wow, what a shot! Scary times for Drago.
Well, this is the man, Karel Skowerski, who ambushed Shane Van Boening in round one. Reputations for him clearly mean nothing.
That's a good shot. Was not an easy shot, so it tells us that he's feeling okay. I daren't say that he's feeling top notch, but at least the timing in the stroking arm is there. That's perfect. Leaving himself an angle. Most room in between the 8 and 9. But then he'll be landing close to the 6 and speed control must be perfect.
Is it just about enough, Alex?
Well, there was some applause. He can make it. What a scare there. An instance for Skowerski. He played the right shot. He loaded the ball up with left spin to give himself a bigger zone to land in. Played that just good enough, and this is early signs that Skowerski is feeling good. He is the underdog in the match, doesn't have so much experience on the TV table. He looks to draw first blood.
And we must recall this clearance began with a potted 2 ball. In escaping a snooker. What a start from Karel Skowerski. The first frame falls to him. Tony Drago must be wondering, what did I do incorrectly there? The answer is precious little.
Kielce in Poland is home for this season's ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters and is also home to Karel Skowerski, who is dominating the early stages of his quarter-final match against Tony Drago. Let's return to the action.
Second rack, Karel Skowerski to break, leading by 1 rack to 0.
Skowerski has so far been involved in 11 racks in this tournament, and he's won 9 of them.
Powerhouse cut break by Skowerski. The difficulty hitting so hard is to keep the cue ball on the table and to control the cue ball. That's impossible because with the cut break, only with draw can you get the cue ball back to center table, and therefore for that type of shot he hit it too hard. upper right-hand corner where he's standing now is a good spot to put Drago in. The pot will be too difficult to take on. I can say in all likelihood, although you can never tell with Drago.
Yes, there are a few negatives when it comes to commentating on Drago, whether it be pool or snooker. One of them is his unpredictability. And not just in shot selection either. From day to day, his form, his effectiveness can vary wildly. In snooker, certainly I've seen him in one round look like an absolute world beater, irresistible, unstoppable. Next day or the next round, just not the same player.
Great confident shot by Karol Skowerski. All offense. Overran the mark here. What can he do? If he drops that 4-ball in, don't think he'll be behind the 9-ball. Needs to play it soft. Some pressure here. The shot is harder than it could and should have been. Playing very confident, rhythmical, decides quickly, doesn't double check a lot. Doesn't take many warm-up strokes, a sign of confidence. Danger. Straight in on the 7. Very little margin here. When he forces the shot, it will narrow the pocket, won't be so generous. He can leave himself long, leave a cut shot on the 9, and the good thing then is that he can play to miss it on the pro side. He can play to overcut it, and the angle will get the cue ball back up table.
Yes, that was one of those shots, wasn't it? Anywhere but straight. Had the cue ball stopped a little earlier or travelled a little more, no such issue. And what a big shot coming up now. If he pots this, every credit. Every credit to Karol Skowerski. In as sweet as you like. 2-0 ahead. And he's played those first 2 racks as well as anyone could.
Rack 3, Karol Skowerski to break, leading by 2 racks to 0.
The crowd here in Kielce thoroughly enjoying this. But we must strike a note of caution. In our previous quarter-final, Wojtek Szewczyk also won the first 2 racks against Nick van den Berg and lost 8-2.
Illegal break, control passes.
No ball down. The 1-9 combination is not on. Look how he places that ball. Needs to cue over the 3 ball, yes. Six, 8. He can develop it now. Did not choose to do so, meaning that he'll have to leave himself the proper angle from the... and he's checking that angle to get from the 5 to the left side of the 6.
When he gets into a rhythm, his speed is mind-boggling. But that rhythm is yet to be fully obtained. He dictated the pace against Darren Appleton in round 1. In this one, the flow yet to happen.
Big shot this. Already a big moment in the match. Skowerski, having played so well,
Extension.
sees the momentum. This can all change if he fails to pocket the 6 and leaves it open to Drago. Using a dart stroke here. Different technique.
Dart stroke, and that was treble 20 right into the bed.
And here's Szewczyk. He was up to 0 against Nick. Couldn't manage, but he did manage to impress us all with the quality of his play, and we will be seeing more of him. But today it's Skowerski in action, trying to join Snigotsky in the semi-finals, and it is looking good.
Well, he's shot making so far. Remember, he potted a 2-ball, escaping a snooker in the first rack, cleared up. He then doubled the 2-ball and cleared up with a sweetly cued 9-ball from distance to finish off with in the second rack. And now here, his clearance began with a jump shot on the 6. Brave, bold, and for him, beautiful. Tony Drago trails by 3 racks to 0.
Welcome back. It's been an outstanding performance from local player Karol Skowerski, who's come out of the blocks firing in his quarter-final clash against Tony Drago. He's taken down rack 4 and now leads 4-0.
Well, for Karol, this must feel like Christmas. Halfway towards a place in the last 4. Extraordinary stuff from the hometown hero.
Rack 5, Karol Skowerski to break, leading by 4 racks to 0.
When the Master of Ceremonies, John MacDonald, introduced Tony Drago, quite correctly, he called him the world's fastest player. But when you're sitting down, everyone sits at the same pace. There's nothing he can do about it, except hope he gets back to the table. And after that, it might not be for a while.
when 9-ball is played at the highest level, the first shot often is the difficult one. To get in position and then stay in position. Natural path it seems to pocket the 1, come back down in between the 7 and 8. On a club table this shot is so much easier. This TV table plays very sensitive. You have to be more precise and accurate with the tip position. He's playing to the corner. Good shot. Good shot. Most players on the club table, I guess, would have played it to the side and have run the cue ball up and down. Brave shot.
Now though, almost maximum distance between 2-ball and 3.
Played it somewhat conservative. He needs to let that cue ball run now. But which rail to go to?
Extension.
If he wants to finish here, he'll need to play it very soft, and it's tricky with cut shots like this. If he pockets the 3 but hits it a little thick, a little thin, it will influence the speed of the cue ball a lot. Very tough shot it. This will run.
Well, with the cue ball close to the bottom cushion, he stroked in a wonderful 9 to wrap up rack number 2. White close to cushion again. Can Skowerski go to the well once more? Well, apologise to Drago there. He thought he'd missed it.
I thought he missed it.
And the thing was, it wasn't exactly a struggle to go in, was it? Very strange. And now the rack very much at his mercy. Right now, the tornado is little more than a breeze.
He hasn't done much wrong. He attempted the bank shot, which hit the knuckle, but after Skowerski jumped the ball. Skowerski's making all the shots today.
Absolutely right, Alex. The wind taken out of Drago's sails by Skowerski's excellence. Who could have foreseen this? Remarkable stuff. 5-0 ahead.
Skowerski continued his whitewash in the 6th rack to put him within 2 racks of a semi-final place.
Karol Skowerski in the zone. Tony Drago in deep trouble.
Rack 7. Karol Skowerski to break, leading by 6 racks to 0.
Well now, however unlikely it might have been at the start, you have to start to believe we could see one of those real rarities, a whitewash in the Whirlpool Masters.
Tony will be coming back to the table. There's no bank shot on. 2-ball frozen to the rail. I hope for Tony he just gets to see the 2-ball because he has seen little in this match.
And Drago knows from personal experience that firebacks in Q Sports are a regular occurrence. I remember the first ever invitation event I went to on the island of Malta. He was the star attraction. It was the Rothmans Malta Grand Prix at the Germa Palace Hotel in Marsa Scala. He led John Parrott 5-1, missed a ball with the rest he should have potted. Parrott won 7-6. Will the boot be on the other foot in this contest? Because if Drago gets into top gear, even though he's 6-0 behind, he could be only 15 minutes away from being on level terms, maybe even less than that.
That's the beauty in 9-ball winner break format, Phil. Anything can happen. I don't expect Tony to miss many balls. It's all going to depend on the break. And he has the points on the board. Look at this.
Forget the whitewash. The question now is Drago on the comeback trail. Appreciative applause, but their man is still in command. Skowerski 6, Drago 1.
Rack 8, Tony Drago to break, trailing by 6 racks to 1.
Now, come on, Tony, galvanise this comeback. Oh, the 8-ball, I think.
Ruining the party, yes. Hey, but if you want to make a comeback like this, you need to run off the ball and get lucky once, twice, and play good.
Push out.
But at least he was making balls on this break, so that should give him some hope. Should he come out a winner in this rack.
And I think one valid point about the break-off in the quarterfinals in general, it's been more successful from a wide variety of quarters, much more successful than in the first round.
As this cut break, it's about finding the sweet spot on the table and the right speed to play it with. The players talk about it, practice it in the practice room, study other players. So when someone finds the formula to success, they copy it. Hence the high percentage of successful breaks.
Fair to say that was just a wee bit sloppy, Alex.
That's Tony. If it works, it works and it looks majestic, and if it doesn't work, you tend to think he should stare longer at the shot. Easy safety now for Skowerski. A big zone to play in, many balls to hide behind. I look at him clipping the 2 and getting the cue ball behind the 3-5-9. Or the other way around. That's a poor shot.
And let me tell you, you do not want to give too many invitations of this nature to Drago. If he gets a buzz on, watch out.
on the 4.
Now with a head of steam, 2 consecutive racks where he's wiped up in no time. Drago 6-2 down, but not without hope.
Welcome back to Kielce in Poland, home of the ClubWPT.com World Pool Masters. The Pole Karol Skowerski is looking comfortable against Drago as we return to the table.
Rack 9, Tony Drago to break, trailing by 6 racks to 2.
No illegal break, ball goes in. Is the one available? Methinks not.
Okay.
Won this title in Egmond aan Zee in Holland 2003. Oh, the one did go. And he's tried to become one of a select group who've won it on more than one occasion. Ralph Souquet with 6 World Pool Masters titles to his credit. Another double winner, Francisco Bustamante, and also the German player, Thomas Engert.
(6-2) looking much more comfortable than it will seem like to Skowerski. He'll feel haunted. He'll feel worried about the next break-off from Tony Drago. Because if he's getting balls down and position, blink of an eye, he'll add just 1 more point.
Yes, Skowerski, as Alex said, haunted and maybe hunted. 6-3, game on. What a transformation.
Rack 10, Tony Drago to break, trailing by 6 racks to 3.
How's the
Yes,
break?
the shot, Phil. Unbelievable. 6-0 he was losing. The 4 to the 5. That will be the decisive shot. With his shot-making skills, though, he can choose later on, after the 4, to leave the cue ball center table and just cut the 5 ball in.
That wasn't a Maltese oath, he did say shot, sarcastically, because it most certainly wasn't a good shot.
Good safety by Drago. Covering at least part of the 4. Almost got him behind the 5.
Extension.
I like swerving the shot and sending the 4-ball back down. Because if you clip this ball, 4 will go to the corner pocket. Yeah, that's the shot. And played it with perfect speed. Now the 9-ball taking the left-hand rail out of the equation. We're going to see Tony go for the jump shot. 7 being pretty close to the cue ball. It's a lot of elevation.
Extension.
As the beeps go off, Tony Drago turns around to Michaela Tab and says he wants his extension. Extra time needed, extra accuracy, but not supplied. Ball in hand, and maybe the momentum has switched back.
Very strong safety by Skowerski. Very speed-sensitive sort of shot. Having been seeded for 3 racks, it's never easy to produce then.
Playing with fire there, wasn't he? Could so easily have snookered himself behind the 9-ball. That wasn't a cultured positional shot at all.
Yeah, nicely struck. The rhythm is gone. He doesn't have the rhythm anymore, but he doesn't need to have it. Because he's done the first phase, build a big lead. Now it's time to clinch it.
Mateusz Snigocki there in the background, proudly wearing his Polish shirt, no doubt willing on his fellow countrymen. And if Skowerski does go through, they will be literally poles apart because they're in opposite halves of the draw. So the possibility of an all-Polish final is still there. Can't see him missing, but under pressure, anything is possible. Nicely done. Drago had a chance early in the rack, played a poor positional shot, and ultimately, incorrectly, was made to pay for it. Skowerski on the verge of a place in the semi-finals. 7-3 ahead, 4 up, a possible 5 racks to play.
Rack 11, Karol Skowerski to break, leading by 7 racks to 3.
Looking good for Skowerski, but he's well aware that in round 1, his compatriot Radoslav Babica led Mika Immonen 7-3 and couldn't seal the deal. Work still to be done. Can you believe it didn't drop?
Yeah. He hit the rail, he hit it with speed, Phil. He likes to punch the balls. It was always a hard shot to make, bridging over that 5. Staring at a 7-3 lead of your opponent. Tough, always tough.
The one ball jangled in the jaws. Now the nerves of Karol Skowerski will be jangling as well.
Perfect placement of the cue ball, really. They've all been playing so well in this tournament. I think on the European tour the players will have to worry about the Poles. Because they will come with more self-belief and conviction than ever before. For example, Thomas Kaplan, the only Pole to win a European title in the men's division. He's not here, he didn't qualify. How ambitious and motivated will he be to show what he can?
And also the only Polish winner on the Euro Tour in history. He's here in the venue but not playing.
Wojciech Trajdos, yeah. This will give them a big push. The fairy tale hasn't ended yet because Skowerski looking to accompany Snigotsky in the semi-finals. Can he hold it together now?
Well, quite simply, these are 5 of the most important pots he's ever had in his career. Remember, part of the duo with Wojtek Szewczyk that took Poland to the final of the World Cup of Pool in Manila, Philippines, where they were beaten by Finland. I think that experience has held him in really good stead. But as an individual, he will never have been in this kind of position before. Not in such a high-profile, truly international, televised event. You have to think Drago's goose is about to be cooked.
The only shot, Phil, was the 5 ball. He had to play with the cue ball on the rail. He didn't strike it nicely, but it went in. That was actually, I think, his weakest shot in the match. That's how good he played.
A tornado blew through Kielce, but only for one match. In this one, he's been becalmed. The roar, the cheers from the crowd says it all. Karol Skowerski from right here in Kielce goes into the semi-finals of the Club WPT.com World Pool Masters. And from Alex and myself, we can only say, big congratulations. We are down to the nitty-gritty of the Club WPT.com World Pool Masters, a bonanza of a tournament for the home contingent. That's because not one, but 2 Polish potters will feature in the semi-finals after another rousing display from Karol Skowerski, a giant killer twice over. The locals in Kielce couldn't be prouder, and you can fully understand why.
I said before I was afraid this match. Yeah, Tony has a different style than me. He plays very fast, and this is the totally different style than me. So I was very focused from very first tracks at the beginning of the match, and I made an advantage 6-0, and it works, I think.